Sometimes you just don't want your vehicle. So the question is, how do you get rid of it and get something else? You're probably not going to just get rid of it and walk. So you need good legal advice, and you need that advice before you make a false move. So first situation, do you have an old vehicle with a title loan? If you do, the title loan company has a lien on the title, and they'll want payment from you before they release the title. So if it doesn't run, or if it's been in an accident, you can't junk it unless you get the title. Title loan companies very seldom will take a vehicle back. They're not in the repossession business. They don't loan you enough money to make it worthwhile. If it's part of a bankruptcy case, we can provide that you surrender the vehicle, then file a procedure called a motion to exempt and redeem. The court will value the vehicle, and all you have to do is pay the value to the vehicle title holder. And then they're required to give you the title. So if you have a junker, it works very well. If it's only worth $100 salvage value, we can get a court order that you give them $100, they have to give you the title. The second situation that's very common is you have a vehicle where you have a loan on it, and the loan payoff is much more than the vehicle is worth. And again, you don't want the vehicle. Let's say you bought a used car, it's now worth $8,000, but you have 40 payments of $350 left to pay, or $14,000. So, that's a lot more than the vehicle's worth. The payoff might still be, even after a rebate of interest, $11,000 or $12,000. So if you want to give the vehicle back to the finance company, they'd probably sell it at auction for maybe $4,000, hit you with the auction costs and give you credit for the $4,000 they got, and you still end up owing $8,000. So you don't want to give back a vehicle where you owe more than the vehicle's worth, because you'll end up paying a deficiency. Chapter 7 can eliminate that deficiency balance, so it works very well when you owe a lot more than the vehicle is worth. Now, if you want the overfinanced vehicle, in a Chapter 7, sometimes we can make a deal, and that's called a reaffirmation. So you can either surrender a vehicle that's overfinanced in a Chapter 7, that eliminates the deficiency, or possibly we can negotiate a better deal. But you have to be willing on Chapter 7 to surrender it if they don't give you a better deal. There's another option called 722 redemption, similar to the one with the junker, where you value the vehicle, but in this case, the value of the vehicle, let's say, is $8,000. You'd have to come up with the full value of the vehicle or finance it with the 722 redemption company. And if you don't have the ability to come up with the cash, any financing that you get in a 722 redemption is probably going to be 25 or 30% interest, which is, not a great deal, and you'll be right back where you started. So we've got another situation. How about this? You want to keep the vehicle. So you file Chapter 13 to pay what the vehicle's worth, and if the vehicle is over 2.5 years old, okay, even if it's not 2.5 years old, you can pay it at a prime rate of +2. Prime +2. So if you got a vehicle that's more than 2.5 years old, sometimes we can get it for a very nice, reasonable price. We may be able to get it for an interest rate that's a lot lower than you're paying now, prime +2. But that has its problems. One of the problems we're running into is people are financing vehicles for 72 or 84 months and then coming in to file a Chapter 13. Chapter 13 only lasts 60 months. So it's pretty hard to get a lower payment if you've got 80 months left to go on a high-priced car. You may even have a zero interest. So if you have a long time to pay and you've already got a good interest rate, Chapter 13 doesn't help you on the vehicle, but it may help you on your other bills so you can afford the vehicle. Depending upon your income, it may be wise to see if you can qualify for Chapter 7 to get rid of a monster payment, get a reasonably priced vehicle with a low payment. You can sometimes, the minute you file a bankruptcy, the actual minute, you can file a bankruptcy case, Chapter 7, and get financed. There's a lot more to vehicles in bankruptcy. Geraci Law lawyers have filed over 100,000 bankruptcy cases, many of which involve cars, both Chapter 7 and Chapter 13. So if your only debt is a vehicle, you probably shouldn't be doing a bankruptcy. But if you've got problems and your car payment's part of the problem, we can look at what filing a Chapter 7 or 13 can do about your whole picture. That's where the vehicle fits in, and that's why you need an experienced Geraci Law bankruptcy attorney to figure all this stuff out.